Hey, what's going on, Standing Hustlers? I hope you're staying safe out there. You're watching your six. You're doing your job the best you can. You have a great positive attitude and you're having a great day. It's your boy, I'm back. I have an article I want to read for you guys today. It was brought to me by the Google gods. You know, analytics and, cookies, they tend to send you things that you want to see so they can get that ads revenue, that money, right? Google's all about that money. This wonderful human being in the back is one of the reasons why I have this channel, and I'm trying to bring out security guards, safety, awareness, professionalism, and all that stuff for you guys. Field Training, one of the OGs from YouTube. I love this guy. He's helped me bump up my professionalism and make some more money, take care of my family, take care of myself. Anyways, it goes to this article. It's a good article. I was thinking about one of the things I spoke about in my last video was why certain security guards, even though they're professionals, they're awesome, they don't get into law enforcement. And this article talks a little bit about why maybe if you're security thinking about getting into law enforcement, correction, why maybe possibly you shouldn't get into that and you should stay in a certain lane, because you can still make a good fair amount of money as security guards, but you don't have to deal with this guy who is a police officer / security has to deal with, right? Let's get into it. Have you ever seen one of these guys? It's a big laptop. Huge. My boy gave this to me like 2 years ago. It was free, so I took it, take free stuff, like free shirts. Anyways, this article is called Law Enforcement Officers and Trauma, the Next Public Health Crisis. This was written this year, February 22 of 2021. And let's get into it because I think it's very important. A lot of us want to make more money sometimes, but we don't know what it entails, the sacrifices you have to make to get that money and the kind of things you're going to see and deal with, right? So research shows that the average lifespan of a U.S. police officer is 66 years. An estimated 7% to 19% meet the diagnostic criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. We all know what that is. We all know somebody with that. Maybe you had it for a little while and you had some help with professionals and you worked through it. Maybe you meditated, got into yoga, I don't know, right? On the correction side, the data is even more alarming. The life expectancy of a correctional officer, or CO if you want to use those acronyms, is 59 years. Good Lord, they don't even make it to their golden years, guys. The chances of them getting their benefits, it's like this small for this field of security and safety, right? Approximately 27% of the surveyed COs, correctional officers again, have symptoms of PTSD. For almost 700,000 law enforcement officers in the United States, these are staggering and worrying statistics, and it should be. It should be. These are the people that protect us. They see a lot of bad things and they have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? They translate in rates of depression, PTSD, burnout, and other anxiety-related health conditions that are far higher than the general population. Is that a shocker? It shouldn't be. Nearly 1 in 4 police officers have thoughts of suicide at some point in their lives, and I think the same goes for an adolescent adult or somebody having a bad year. 2020 was a bad year. There's a lot of sick people out there at this moment dealing with some type of trauma. They lost people. The lockdowns really messed them up and all that jazz, right? Approximately 75% of marriages in which one spouse is an officer ends in divorce. Nationally, the divorce rate is 40 to 50%. The anxiety-related health problems suffered by correctional officers manifest themselves in physical alignments such as chronic neck, back, and knee injuries, heart disease, diabetes, and high cholesterol and hypertension at rates even higher than those experienced by law enforcement. That's not an easy job, man. You're in a box, observing people in a box. You know what I'm saying? Some of them want to go, Not all of them, some of them. Because not all of them are violent offenders, right? They have a bad day. Maybe they're in there for a few years. They're a little bit jealous of the guard because they get to go home to their family while they're stuck there losing their family. Because a lot of people in jail for a couple of years, it's not bueno. Don't go to jail, guys. I mean, don't go to prison. Don't go to jail. Don't go to jail or prison. It's just bad for everybody. All right, a survey of over 8,000 CEOs in California by Dr. Amy E. Lerman of the University of California, Berkeley revealed that 80% responded to at least one violent incident while on the job. I think that goes for any adult within their working career. Just saying, we're all gonna get into some shit or see some shit while we're at work. It's human nature to see some shit and be involved in some shit sometimes because shit happens. How many times did I say shit? And that 48% feared they would be injured while on duty. Some 73% have witnessed someone being killed or seriously harmed during their regular duties, and 63% seen or been expected to handle a dead body while at work. Like police officers, many CEOs suffer from in silence. 10% have had thoughts of suicides. Like I said, possibly almost everybody goes through a bad year, and when you're trying to figure things out and it's pretty tough, you might think about that. And 73% of those officers have not told a single person about those thoughts. Dr. Lerman's survey showed a CEO's risk of suicide is 39% higher than the rest of the working population. No bueno, most of them are men. And men, we're offering ourselves left and right already. So for this to be that high at a job, I would really question going into corrections. Especially if you're a family person, you gotta really work on that unity with your spouse, be like that. Put your relationship very, very high. Put your health very, very high, because if you're not enjoying yourself, you're killing yourself slowly. That's pretty much the bulk of that last 2 or 3 paragraphs I was reading. The statistics cited above should make it clear that law enforcement officers, specifically police and correctional officers, are confronting a public health crisis of escalating proportions. I think everything's a crisis right now, and to the point that I think it shouldn't even be called a crisis anymore, because it's just normal, I want to say. And it's messed up, but we're getting very desensitized with a lot of things. It is what it is. And it must be addressed with the same degree of research and care that we employ in developing therapeutic intervention for other public health crises in our country. Arguably, it should be even higher on our public policy agenda, since the health of law enforcement officers has a direct impact on the community they serve. If they're having a bad day, they ain't gonna respond to the average citizen correctly. They're having a bad day or bad month, a bad year, a bad career, they might be a little bit tense. They might not be cool, you know what I'm saying? They might not be level-headed, then bad things happen. One way to address this issue is through education that can help police correctional authorities One way to address this issue is through education that can help police and correctional authorities, the officers themselves, and their families understand and cope with trauma. So if you don't get it, guys, I know the paycheck of law enforcement is good, but there comes a lot of sacrifice with that. You're going to see a lot of bad things. You're going to be involved with a lot of bad situations. And a lot of us are not ready to deal with that, because you have to have a certain level of maturity and understanding of the work that you're going to be getting involved in. That's why I constantly tell people I say in my channel, one of my messages is, if you don't like security, you don't like that post, leave the field or leave that specific job. Really evaluate, do a mental survey of like, am I good here? Am I being treated fairly, kindly? Is this a safe environment for me? Is this something I can handle? Can you handle going from security to law enforcement, going from security to corrections? Maybe yes, maybe no. But I really want to talk about this because it's very, very important. Again, the paycheck looks awesome. The benefits are great. However, the sacrifices being made mentally, you get divorced, you get hurt, you're going to see some things. Not everybody can take that. I remember I met a female and she went through the NYPD process. She went through the academy. She was like 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say, from graduating. And then she's like, she was 3 months into it in the police academy. She said, I can't take this. She left. Good for her. She said she couldn't take it. We all have to really think about how we want to make our money and where we want to work. That's it, guys. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Watch your six. Be a great security guard. Be an outstanding citizen. Adios.